Chapter 44, Storm of the Black Sky. The stone beneath their feet crackled as the trio emerged from the mirror realm, its gates closing silently behind them. Before them lay a desolate valley blanketed under a pitch-black sky, no stars, no moon, only swirling clouds and pressure so dense, it felt like walking into an ocean of malice. Daiko's eyes narrowed. This is no ordinary field, it's like the world itself is preparing to reject us. Zarek nodded grimly. The black sky is said to be a judgment zone, a place that tests your ability to defy fate. Every movement here will be like resisting gravity itself. Karo clenched his fists. Then we move. Together. The gravity of hatred. As they ventured further in, an intense gravity wave washed over them, dragging their limbs down. Breathing became difficult. Flight was impossible. The terrain distorted with each step, one moment cracked stone, the next sinking marsh. System warning. Gravity field active, X20 Earth gravity stamina drain, high. Key recovery, disabled. Even with their training, each of them staggered beneath the weight. Daiko gritted his teeth, activating Key Surge, Phase 1, boosting his physical strength without fully igniting the strain-heavy version of the skill. A tremor shook the valley. The clouds above swirled violently, coalescing into a monstrous, humanoid form, an entity forged from corrupted Ki. It had no face, only a swirling void, and its voice echoed in their minds. Your power disrupts the order. Submit, or be erased. The fight begins. The creature moved with terrifying speed despite its size. A single swipe sent Zarek tumbling back, his shadow barrier barely holding. Karo ducked under a concussive wave, retaliating with a flurry of pinpoint key strikes, but they barely dented the behemoth. Daiko struck from the side, unleashing a full-power energy barrage. The monster roared, absorbing the attack and redirecting it toward Karo, who narrowly blocked it with a defensive burst. It's learning, Daiko warned. It adapts. Zarek stood, shadow energy whirling around his arms. Then we overwhelm it. Together. Tactical fusion. Daiko coordinated a dual assault, baiting the creature's strikes while Karo closed in from behind, delivering a cerebral pressure point blast that disrupted its ki flow. At that moment, Zarek launched his newly formed technique. Shadowbind Crush, snaring the entity's lower limbs with a web of dark ki and slamming it to the ground. System notice, enemy temporarily immobilized. Critical opening window, 10 seconds. Daiko powered up, veins bulging as he activated Key Surge, Limit Break, his power level flaring. Karo. Charge of Focus Blast. Zarek, full containment. Zarek reinforced the trap while Karo knelt, palms glowing with Cerealian-styled condensed ki. The three launched their coordinated strike. Daiko's empowered blow hit center mass. Karo's ki arrow pierced the monster's core. Zarek's shadows compressed, detonating from within. The sky itself cracked. Aftermath. The creature howled, dissolved into black mist, and the sky lightened for the first time in centuries. The gravity dissipated. They fell to one knee, exhausted but triumphant. System update, boss defeated, Guardian of the Black Sky. Power level gains, Daiko, plus 600, new power level, 15,960, Karo, plus 550, new power level. 15,425, Zarek, plus 500, new power level, 14,853, skill increases, Daiko, plus 8% Key Surge Mastery, plus 5% Combat Instinct. Karo, plus 7% Precision Strikes, plus 5% Key Efficiency. Zarek, plus 8% Shadowbind Techniques, plus 5% Barrier Control. The valley shimmered with residual energy. A golden path formed ahead, leading to a towering obsidian gate at the mountain's peak. Daiko stood tall. The final leg's coming. I can feel it. Zarek nodded. Whatever lies beyond, it'll define us. Karo stepped forward, a confident glint in his eye. Then let's meet destiny head-on. Chapter 45, Gate of the Ashen Crown. The golden path shimmered beneath their feet as the trio, Daiko, Karo, and Zarek, ascended the slope toward the obsidian gate. Unlike the others they'd passed, this one pulsed with ancient power. The sky above had cleared slightly, revealing a pale crimson sun, a rare sign of clarity in the underworld. As they neared the gate, The air grew thick with pressure. Not Ki, but something older. A presence that weighed on their minds. A whisper echoed from the monument, "Only those who have faced the ashes of their lineage may pass." Zarek's eyes narrowed. That voice, it's not a guardian. It's the gate itself. Daiko stepped forward. Then it's a trial of blood. The echoes of legacy. The gate split open, revealing a chamber of flickering fire in stone. At its heart, 3 separate arenas hovered in open space, each resonating with the key of its challenger. Without words, the 3 were separated, pulled into their respective trial zones. Daiko's trial, Wrath of the Ancestor. Daiko landed with a thud in a circular pit of scorched earth. Before him stood a towering scion figure clad in broken armor, his eyes wild with primal fury. His tail whipped behind him like a serpent of fire. "I am Garen, bearer of your ancient blood. You are soft, corrupted by thought and restraint. Show me Scion wrath, or fall forgotten." Garen charged with thunderous force. Daiko barely blocked the first strike before being sent skidding across the pit. The blows were savage, raw, unrefined, but carried ancient technique. Daiko's ki flared. Ki surge, limit break activated instantly. His power level surged from 15,960 to 31,920, his aura blazing red-orange. He countered hard, reading Garen's movements and channeling martial comprehension to mimic his style. Their fists clashed, shaking the ground. But as Daiko absorbed the rhythm of his ancestor, he spun midair and struck with a powerful overhand blow that sent Garen crashing into the wall. Daiko stood over him, panting. "I fight to protect, not to destroy. That's what makes me strong." Garen smiled through blood. "Then you are worthy." Karo's trial. The serially inflamed Karo found himself on a battlefield lit by twin moons. A lone figure stood ahead. His mother, Lissari, her eyes burning with grief and betrayal. "You left your blood behind. Do you carry your father's strength or your mother's vengeance?" The emotional weight crushed Karo's chest. The memory of loss returned, but so did purpose. He formed his stance, quiet and deadly. Lissari's ki was sharp, needle-thin and precise. Her blasts moved faster than sight, and Karo was forced to rely entirely on instinct. Dodging, weaving, striking. He countered with precision shot, targeting weak points in her patterns, matching her speed with hybrid resilience. His power level surged from 15,425 to 30,850 with his ki surge active, but the fight wasn't won by brute strength. He let go of vengeance and focused on clarity. Calmness gave him control, and with a final burst of ki, he overwhelmed the illusion. She faded with a smile. "Your soul shines brighter than either of ours." Zarek's trial. The hollow child Zarek stood before a mirror. No enemy. No sound. Just silence. Then it moved. His reflection twisted, becoming a faceless Magian mockery, chaotic energy bursting forth, boundless, unstable. It attacked without thought, pure instinct, pain, and madness. Zarek fought back, commanding shadows like whips, walls, and daggers, fighting with poise. But each time he struck, the creature reformed. "Why do you resist your nature?" it whispered. "I am not my chaos. I am my choice." Zarek drew power from his restraint. He didn't destroy it, he contained it. Shadows coiled, bound the creature, and merged it into his core. Balance. Harmony. Growth. Returned to the gate. The 3 stood before the Ashen Crown once more. It opened fully, revealing a stairway descending into the very depths of the underworld. Above it, carved into stone, read the inscription, "Only those who accept their origin may rewrite their destiny." System update. Gate of the Ashen Crown cleared. Power level gains. Daiko, plus 700 new power level, 16,660 Karo, plus 680 new power level, 16,105 Zarek, plus 640 new power level, 15,493 skill increases. Daiko, plus 8% martial comprehension, plus 5% ki surge control Karo, plus 8% precision shot, plus 6% reflex adaptation Zarek, plus 9% shadow fusion, plus 5% inner balance. Daiko looked toward the spiral descent. This next step, it might take us to the core. Zarek grinned. Then let's light it up. Karo's gaze hardened. Together. Always. And with that, they stepped into the underworld's deepest descent toward what lay beyond destiny. Chapter 46, Descent into the Ember Maw. Location, Infernal Descent. Spiral status, Transitional Realm. Key density, Unstable hazards, Volcanic pressure, Ember spirits, Mental disruption fields. The stairs wound endlessly downward, each step layered with ancient markings in dead languages. The temperature rose the deeper they went, until the very air shimmered with latent heat. Daiko wiped sweat from his brow, not from exertion, but from pressure. The Ember Maw wasn't a mere location. It was a crucible, a breathing scar carved into the underworld's body. Its pulse throbbed beneath their boots. Zarek was the first to speak. I feel it. Rage. Memories buried under molten stone. Karo's eyes narrowed. Something's watching us. Waiting. Daiko kept walking. Let it wait. We'll face it head on. Trial of the Maw. At the final step, the trio entered a massive chamber. A colossal cavern of obsidian and flowing lava. Crimson chains of ki hung from the ceiling, thrumming with energy. In the center was a throne carved of cooled magma, glowing veins pulsing in time with the ground. Seated upon it was a towering figure, skin like smoldering coals, eyes ablaze. Flames danced across his body like a living armor. His presence alone distorted the atmosphere. I am Vorax, Flameborn Warden of the Maw. Your souls reek of resistance. You wish to pass into the core of the world? Burn for it. Combat initiated, Warden Vorax. Power level detected, 34,000, suppressed, elemental affinity, infernal key, fire-based damage over time, special ability, heat domain, reduces all non-fire key effectiveness by 25% before they could prepare. Vorax raised his arm and the chamber erupted. Pillars of fire shot from the ground, chasing them through the battlefield. Zarek summoned a shadow dome, absorbing one blast, barely. Karo blurred through the air, launching pinpoint key shots to draw the warden's attention. He's slow, but his field is warping key. Daiko ignited his key surge, controlled limit, boosting his power to 33,320, narrowly matching Vorax's suppressed form. He blinked behind the warden and threw a heavy hook, but his fist was caught mid-air. Vorax grinned and slammed Daiko into the stone. You lack ignition. Let me teach you the meaning of fire. Strategic shift. Daiko rose, coughing but unbroken. Time for tactics. Karo, suppress his flames with microbursts. Zarek, trap his feet. I'll go full burst. Zarek's shadows wrapped Vorax's legs, holding him momentarily as Karo unleashed precision shots at weak points in the flame armor. Daiko roared, leaping high. Key surge, overload mode flared for the first time, brief, violent, and punishing. He delivered a twin fist strike to Vorax's chest, shattering a layer of his defense. The warden spat lava and laughed. Good. You'll do more than burn. You'll forge. Vorax exploded into ember form, his power surging beyond 42,000. Flames turned white. Shadows curled from the heat. Climax, the core strike. All three converged. Karo launched a triple arrow burst of focused ki, piercing Vorax's lower guard. Zarek summoned a shadow weapon from condensed memory, a blade made from the fear of defeat. Daiko screamed, combining their energy into a blazing spiral around his fists. He plunged forward, the spiral flare punch landing with a shockwave that shook the cavern. Vorax bellowed, then cracked. Flames burst outward like a dying star before the warden collapsed, smiling. You have earned the descent. May you burn brighter than I did. The chains above unraveled, forming a stairwell of flame heading deeper. System update, boss defeated, Vorax, Warden of the Ember Maw. Power level gains, Daiko, plus 1,100 new power level, 17,760 Karo, plus 950 new power level. 17,055 Zarek, plus 1,000 new power level, 16,493 skill increases, Daiko, plus 8% Key Surge Overload, plus 5% Combat Insight Kero, plus 7% Piercing Key Manipulation, plus 5% Key Efficiency Zarek, plus 9% Fear Summon Constructs, plus 6% Shadow Resilience. The Warden's throne melted into a pool of silver fire. From it emerged a stone map and etched gateway to the true core of the underworld. Zarek picked it up, eyes reflecting the flames. No turning back now. Kero looked down the flame stairway. Whatever's below. It's alive. Daiko grinned. Then let's see what it takes to make the world burn for us. Chapter 47, Core of Embers awaiting judgment. Location, true core of the underworld. Environmental effects, core pressure, stamina drain plus 8%, flame memory echoes, chance of mental vision disruptions, access requirement, defeat of Flame Warden Vorax. Travel status, descent authorized. The flame staircase spiraled endlessly, suspended in a void of crimson vapor and molten gravity. Each step seemed to melt behind them, forcing the trio forward. There was no going back. Zarek's voice echoed low as they descended. I can feel it. This place, it's not just power, it's judgment. Every step burns away weakness. Daiko, sweat lining his brow but stride steady, nodded. Then we burn forward. Kero flicked sparks from his fingertips, key stabilized but flickering. We've fought demons in fire. Now we face the soul of the flame itself. They finally reached the core chamber. A vast circular arena surrounded by swirling lava rings. Suspended at its center floated a glowing, molten orb. Beneath it stood a lone figure, back turned. A humanoid shape cloaked in heavy obsidian armor with threads of liquid fire running through its veins. It spoke without turning. You walk as flames, but have not yet become fire. Combat initiated. The Ember Arbiter Entity Classification, Ancient Flame Echo Power Level, 55,000 Ability. Final Judgment Flame, converts inner trauma and memory into destructive key constructs. Unique Field, Memory Mirror, all wounds reflect trauma of the past onto the soul. The Arbiter turned. His face was half mask, half skull, burnt into permanence by centuries of judgment. The orb above pulsed in sync with his body. Zarek was first to attack, launching a barrage of memory-forged shadow blades. The Arbiter caught them bare-handed, then opened his palm, releasing a pulse of searing trauma. Visions struck Zarek midair, his lost battles, failures, pain. He crashed to the floor, stunned. Zarek! Kero blinked forward, appearing behind the Arbiter, striking with pinpoint key pulses aimed at joints and seams. But the Arbiter adapted. The liquid flame in his armor hardened, deflecting each blow. Daiko ignited Key Surge, controlled limit, boosting his current power level to 23,000. He struck forward, fists blazing with condensed ki. The Arbiter blocked, then whispered. Even your strength is laced with fear. Suddenly, Daiko saw himself not as he was, but as he had been, weak, broken, an office drone who never fought back. That version reached out to him, shackling his limbs. Turning the flame inward, Kero yelled, launching a disruption blast at the Arbiter's feet, breaking Daiko free. Don't listen. He wants to make us burn ourselves down. Zarek gritted his teeth, rising again. We burn, together. The three converged. Daiko concentrated. Key Surge, overload mode activated for only seconds, surging his power level to 34,500. The backlash scorched his arms, but he forced it through, delivering a blow to the Arbiter's core. Lava cracked. Kero and Zarek combined ki spiral shadows infused with hypercondensed ki into a stream of black gold light. It struck the orb above the Arbiter, fracturing it. The Arbiter screamed, not in pain, but in release. You have chosen to remember, not regret. His body crumbled into ash, leaving only a single ember, a small flame that hovered, then split into three. Each ember floated to them, absorbed gently into their bodies. System update, trial complete, judgment of the core flame power level increases, Daiko, plus 1,200 new power level, 18,960 Kero, plus 1,100 new power level, 18,155 Zarek, plus 1,050 new power level, 17,543 skill increases, Daiko, plus 5% Key Surge Mastery, plus 5% Flame Resistance Kero, plus 5% critical key precision, plus 4% flame field awareness Zarek, plus 6% trauma blade manifestation, plus 5% mental resilience unlocked trait, flamebound heart, passive. Each character now resists environmental key pressure up to 40% more effectively and can detect ancient flame echoes. As the chamber cooled, the molten orb above faded to embers. A doorway of golden fire appeared one way only. Beyond it lay the next plane of the underworld. The fractured spiral, a realm where time, space, and soul fractured and rewove themselves at will. Daiko cracked his knuckles. We're not just getting stronger anymore. We're becoming something new. Karo glanced back. No more running from what we were. Zarek smiled darkly. Good. I hate looking back anyway.